Welcome back to Screen. Anxiety, depression and mental health have been the subject of many documentaries, but few have ever looked at those issues within the entertainment industry. So, Graham, please tell us about a documentary that does exactly that.
Yes, well, Margaret, the show Must Go On is a rather disturbing and certainly illuminating film about mental well-being in the entertainment industry, and it's the debut documentary from filmmaker and former home and away actor Ben Steele, and it's produced by award-winning feature film and documentary producer Sue Maslin of the Dressmaker fame. Steele, who grew up always acting, playing the clown at home and then assuming characters at acting class, was always motivated by a singular ideal. The one thing in life is to have fun, he says in an early recording. I act. It was all he lived for, and it found its apotheosis when he was cast in a starring role in this soap, Home and Away. The handsome young man overnight going from nobody to being recognised in the street and picked up by white limousines for glamorous publicity assignments and appointments with the red carpet. Then his character was axed. One day he was acting, the next he was not. There was pain, anxiety and a depression that has still not left him. Steele somewhat emotionally tortured through the 3 years that it's taken to complete this documentary. In the film, Steele shares his intimate experiences living with depression and anxiety. And along the way, we're witness to his intimate conversations with key creatives and crew actors, dancers, musicians, performers, many of them household names who have likewise struggled and how they have survived. As they all suggest, it's never easy. In fact, ask any actor and they will tell you that all too often the life is a joyless one of small-time heartbreaks and quiet desperation, rumour and grievance, much of it spent disguising your depression. I know, I've been there many times. Being in the entertainment industry is a hard life, as Steele points out, citing research from Entertainment Assistant Victoria University that paints a dark picture for its workers. Anxiety symptoms are 10 times higher, sleep disorders are 7 times higher, and symptoms of depression are 5 times higher than the national average. Suicide attempts in the industry are double the national average. I think being a performer is a tough gig, says Sam Neill, one of those who contributes to the film. Everyone gets rejected, he says. You're always getting rejected, and that's really tough. Working on something, the darkness goes away, but if you're not getting a job, that darkness can come down on you, says Sam Neill.
I thought he was really, terrific in this film.
He's on it, isn't he?
And I love the way he has concluded that acting is not who he is, it's what he does.
Yes.
And it's that separation of self from your work that, has made him feel.
That's cleverly put, isn't it?
Yeah, and, I don't know. Being an actor, putting yourself out there, going for auditions and being told, no, we don't want you. It is... you've got to have a thick skin, and I don't think very many of them have.
No, well, they haven't. Problems with sort of a sense of identity are probably what drives people into being actors in the first place. I can remember the old actor Frank Thring, you might remember, saying to me once when I was a very young actor working at the Melbourne Theatre Company, he said, Graham, if you can't stand a lifetime of depression, humiliation and rejection, don't think of a career in this craft, son. He was dead right.
Yeah.
And no matter how, as Sam points out, no matter how successful you are, and I had a great run in the 70s and 80s into the 90s as an actor, but even so, there were times when I was out of work, there was no money. By that stage, I'd had several families. It's incredibly difficult, as some of the actors who are interviewed here suggest. You have a life that you have to support as well. It's very, very difficult at times.
Look, I remember talking to Willem Dafoe, who you would think has had an amazing screen career. And he said to me, I'm sitting on the train reading about someone getting a job that I should have got. And, there's that pang in me.
Yes.
And it's like,
should have been me.
You're really successful anyway. But the other interesting thing about this documentary is Ben Steele, it's almost like self-therapy for him.
Yes, it is, isn't it?
And you do get to sit in on a couple of his shrink sessions.
Yes, they're very touching, very moving.
It's actually quite touching how vulnerable he is prepared to appear in this film.
Yes.
And you like to think that he's come out of it a hell of a lot healthier than when he went into it.
Well, it's certainly very well made. He's got a real feel for the documentary form.
And of all the people who've contributed to it, I think they've been really honest and lovely
Yes.
in their contributions, because obviously those statistics are horrendous.
They're horrendous. Actually, the one sort of saving grace in a way in terms of sort of light and happiness is the young dancer from the Australian Ballet Company,
Yeah.
who was an absolute delight. She has coped in so many ways, and she dances for us in the thing. It's just an absolute delight.
The ballet company has a psychotherapist
Yes.
for the dancers to go to. I mean, they've taken a proactive approach.
Yes.
So, I don't know, you can't have a shrink on every film set, I don't guess.
I think he's done very well with this.
I'm giving it 4 stars.
I'm giving it 4 as well.
I have always suffered terrible stage anxiety, and that's why when it became possible to not do plays, I steered myself in the direction of film and television. The career sort of grabbed me rather than I grabbed the career, and for better or worse.